Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting episode of Wrestling Prime. I am your host, Tom Dog, and yes, we are here on a Sunday night. Um, we had to change the schedule a little bit because of the fact that yesterday being uh May 4th, we had to change everything up and do um a Star Wars special on Channel X. And we had to do it that way. And so yeah, things changed, and I completely forgot that I had to do that. So yeah, it's one of those things. Um, Real quick little plugs. This episode is brought to you by M&J Video Games and Collectibles. You have any wrestling merchandise on hand and everything like that you want to part ways with, or some wrestling pop vinyls, figures, whatever. They'll take good care of you. If you happen to be in the Southern Connecticut area, that'll be that's also pretty amazing too. And you want to know where this wonderful store is located, and they have a list of events going on. Check out their website over at mnjvideogames.com. And this episode is also brought to you by W. W Energy Supplement. What is W? Well, it's a lot better than Prime because let's face it, you don't have to worry about Logan Paul pissing in drinking Logan Paul's urine and everything like that. So you want a good quality product, you can go to w.gg right now and use the promo code BRILL at the checkout and save 10% on your purchase at the checkout. And on the checkout, and you could save 10% on your purchase by using the promo code BRILL. And what is what is W? Well, it's like I said, has no sugar, no colors or dyes, no none of the artificial stuff. Especially, you don't have to worry about any urine in your supplement. There, it's an energy supplement, so you won't have that crash and burn like all those other energy drinks, uh like this one. I'm unfortunately having the displeasure of drinking, and I have no choice because um I'm pressed for time and I'm thirsty. So yeah, I apologize, but I have no choice. But you know, and my hair's a mess. I need a haircut. I know. But go to w.gg right now. Use the promo code BRILL at the checkout and save 10% on your purchase. You'll be glad you did, and love you for it. So, got a pretty good show lined up, as I said. We're going to be talking about Backlash. We're going to talk about Kenny Omega returning to AEW, and we're going to do the draft. So let's do some AEW news first. We got to get that out of the way. Um, Not really much to talk about other than the fact that Kenny Omega, as I just said, returned to AEW. He showed up on AEW Dynamite, and cut a heartfelt promo about his health and where he's at. Apparently, he has diverticulitis, and it's it's not a good thing to have. Believe me, I have a family member who has that, and I've seen how that, coming from experience, I I know how that is. So it's really terrible, and I do wish him well, um, as far as that, and hopefully, um, you know, he'll you know, get back into wrestling. But he's going to do whatever he can. But your health is more important first, Kenny. And as far as I'm concerned, and then the Elite came out. Jack Perry also came out. Uh, cut a promo, and then all of a sudden, all hell broke loose. And yeah, it was a horrible thing. It was a horrible thing. The Elite attacked um, Kenny Omega, and he was taken out in a stretcher. And yeah, not a good thing. Somebody, from someone who has, diverticulitis, it's a very serious thing, and you can actually die from that. And if not taken care of properly. So um, it's going to be tough. It's going to be it's really tough. And like I said, I hope Kenny Omega is okay. We'll keep you updated about his condition um, as the weeks progress, and so I'll keep everybody. I'll update as I know more about this, and hopefully Kenny Omega um, is well enough to wrestle. Um, my personal opinion: take care of the diverticulitis first, then worry about getting back into the ring. Just it's how I feel. You know, I have a family member who has diverticulitis, and it's a very serious thing. And you don't want to mess around with that. It's a very, like I said, it's very serious, and it's life threatening if not taken care of properly. So very serious. Okay. Um, on to some WWE news. I'm not gonna stay too long. Um, doing the show because I'm looking at the time. It's running late, and yeah, I didn't have much of you know my notes in order, so I have to use cheat sheets and everything like that. So, and I'm just waiting for this page to load up. This is okay. So we're gonna do the draft first because it's more important. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna remind everybody. I'm combining both night one and night two, and and it's a better list than what I gave out last week. Um, as far as night one is concerned. So yeah. Um, okay. So um, we're doing okay. This is the official list of the Raw roster, and we're gonna start with Raw first, and then we're gonna do um SmackDown next. So everything's in order, the way they should be. Um, champions um staying in the respectable brands um will be into play, um except for the women's tag team championship. um Damian Priest is staying on Raw. Becky Lynch, um Awesome Truth, and Sami Zayn are you know are excluded from being drafted because they are champions. They are Raw champions. So that is good. Um, so here's how it stands right now. Imperium, Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. They were drafted in night two on round one. Pick one. Damage Control, Io Sky, Dakota Kai, um, Asuka, Asuka, and Kairi Sane are all going on to night two, round one, pick three. And I kind of gave out a little bit of a spoiler there because of the fact that um, because of the fact that um, yeah, the backlash results and everything. So yeah, it's a really big deal. So I didn't acknowledge them as tag team champions. So I kind of spoiled that. I spoiled that a little bit too early. I apologize. Okay. Oh, and by the way, chat is open. By all means, come on in and come on in and say hi. I didn't really post anything on social media and everything like that. I completely forgot because I was running way behind and everything like that. So I was lucky to get this post, the thumbnail up and everything like that. So I was really busy today and tired. So I'll post this video up. I'll post this video up tomorrow. Um, CM Punk. He was picked on night 2, round 2, pick 1. Um, Braun Strowman, night 2, round 2, pick 3. The LWO, Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, Cruz del Toro, and Joaquin Wild, Zelina Vega, and Carlito, asterisk, question mark, maybe, because of what he did to Dragon Lee, and also turning heel in the process. They all received night 2, round 3, pick 1. Drew McIntyre, he's going to be staying on Raw. He's got he was picked on, he's the third pick in night 2, round 3. Judgment Day, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, JD McDonough, was the first pick on night 2, round 4. Um, the Mad Dragon, Dragonoff, night 2, round 4, pick 3. New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, night 2, round 5, pick 1. Um, Lyra Valkyria is from NXT. She gets night 2, round 5, pick 3. The Final Testament, Karrion Kross, Scarlett, Arthur Zapane, and Paul Ellering got night 2, round 6, pick 1. Bronson Reed, night 2, round 6, pick 3. Jey Uso, night 1, round 1, pick 2. Seth Rollins, night 1, round 1, pick 4. Braun Breaker, night 1, round 2, pick 2. Liv Morgan, night 1, round 2, pick 4. Ricochet, night 1, round 3, pick 2. Sheamus, night 1, round 3, pick 4. Alpha Academy, that is Chad Gable, Otis, Akira Tozawa, and Maxine Dupree. Night 1, round 4, pick 2. Kiana James, night 1, round 4, pick 4. I believe she's an NXT superstar. From coming from NXT. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Pick revealed after SmackDown ended. Ivar. Pick revealed after now these are the ones that were picked after Raw and SmackDown on both night 1 and night 2. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Ivar, Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark. Those were picked after when SmackDown ended. The Creed brothers, and Ivy Nile. New Catch Republic, that's Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Dijak, Caden Carter, uh, Caden Carter and Katana Chance, Natalia, and Odyssey Jones, all picked after Raw ended on night 2. And now let's do the SmackDown roster. Give me your thoughts on the draft anytime during this video, and more than happy to hear what you have to say. Chat is open for. So SmackDown champions that are not um that are not qualified to that are not qualified for drafting. That'll be Cody Rhodes, Bayley, A-Town Down Under, and Logan Paul. Okay, as the list now stands, here's the official list for both night 1 and 2. Jade Cargill, night 1, round 1, pick 2. Kevin Owens, night 2, round 1, pick 4. The Pride, that's Bobby Lashley, B-Fab, and the Street Profits, night 2, round 2, pick 2. Tiffany Stratton, night 2, round 2, pick 4. Legado del Fantasma, that's Santos Escobar, Angel, and Humberto, Electra Lopez, all received night 2, round 3, pick 2. Sensuke Nakamura, he was picked night 2, round 3, pick 4. Naomi is night 2, round 4, pick 2. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, night 2, round 4, pick 4. Pretty Deadly, that's Elton Prince and Kit Wilson, night 2, round 5, pick 2. Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, night 2, round 5, pick 4. DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, night 2, round 6, pick 2. Blair Davenport, she's from NXT, night 2, round 6, pick 4. Bianca Belair, night 1, round 1, pick 1. Carmelo Hayes, night 1, round 1, pick 3. Randy Orton, night 1, round 2, pick 1. Nia Jax, night 1, round 2, pick 3. LA Knight, night 1, round 3, pick 1. The Bloodline, that's Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Paul Heyman, night 1, round 3, pick 3. AJ Styles, night 1, round 4, pick 1. Andrade, night 1, round 4, pick 3. Cedric Alexander and Ashante the Adonis, pick 3. Okay, so here's the list that were revealed after SmackDown. Starting with after SmackDown, Cedric Alexander and Ashante the Adonis, Baron Corbin, and the OC, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson with Mitchin. Giovanni Vinci, Tegan Knox, Apollo Crews, all picked after Raw ended. So yeah, overall was a pretty good so yeah, it was pretty good. Good nice little list there. So yeah, hopefully, you know, we don't know where Roman Reigns stands. Been taking some we don't know where pretty much where he stands right now because after WrestleMania he hasn't shown up. So hopefully um, everything will be fine. We shall see. So okay, so tomorrow night on Raw starts the new rosters, and yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out. So pretty much any rivalries that are going on that are that you know had to be finished up and everything. So hopefully things will be well good. Okay. So Backlash happened, and yeah, it was an awesome. Me personally, I thought it was an awesome show. Uh, First time they were in France. They were in France. Um, Very lively crowd as we saw on SmackDown the other night, and we shall see how it goes here. So this is the official review of Backlash. Uh, first match, first match on the card. There's only, from what I understand, there was only 5 matches, and they were pretty long matches. So overall, it was pretty good. Kevin Owens and Randy Orton taking on Solo Sikoa and Tamatonga in a street fight, and we're going to get into that. Um, right now, actually. Um, so yeah, this as soon as the bell rang, they started beating the crap out of each other, and the referee could they all started beating the snot out of each other um before the you know before the match could even start. Um, it was pretty hectic, and it was like an all out riot, and so yeah. Um, so the match didn't even really start. They were just beating the crap out of each other and everything like that. And so they couldn't, the referee couldn't separate them. The security started coming out. They couldn't separate them. And then Nick Aldis showed up and declared the match to be a street fight. And so it was official, which to me personally should it should have been booked like that from the beginning instead of having to go like this way, because we knew that it was going to happen, you know after SmackDown the night before. Same. Match should have been called Street Fight before Backlash started. So a little bit of a nitpick, but overall the match was going nuts, and it was so yeah. This was an awesome match, and and So yeah, this was a very like I said, this was a very good match, and so match was about to be it looked like um Randy and Owens was going to win. Unfortunately, there was a run in, pull the pulling the referee out was making his debut, which is um Tonga's brother Tangaloa Tangaloa, and yeah, Tamatonga brother Tangaloa um made his presence felt, and it was and everybody assumed on social media that it was going to be Jacob Fatu, but it didn't happen. But this was a nice surprise and a little swerve, I guess you could say. Not not Swerve Strickland from AEW, but overall, this match, like I said, this match was good. The Bloodline wins with a new addition to the team with Tangaloa. So yeah, this was a very good. This was a good match. A B plus match. B plus match. So yeah, I tend to agree with that. Um, um, Up next, a triple threat match for the WWE Women's Championship. Champion Bayley defending her title against Naomi and Tiffany Stratton. Very good match. Another very good match. Crowd was definitely into it. A lot of back and forth from all three women. Like I said, awesome match. Really, really good. Um, Crowd was really into it, and and we saw Bayley pin Naomi, and after the match, Naomi gave Bayley a hug out of respect, and so yeah, Bayley retains the women's the WWE Women's Championship, and so yeah, um, definitely an A minus, definitely. I agree with that. Up next, Damian Priest uh, defending his World Heavyweight Championship against Jey Uso. Um, Before the build up to this was really good because Damian said to the Judgment Day, "Do not get involved in this match," and he wanted to win the he wants to win this match on his own, and he wanted to do this match by himself, and you know well respected and everything. But did the Judgment Day listen? No, they did not. They pretty much interfered halfway into the match, and Damien was not too pleased about that. He was pretty much pissed off. First, JD um, gets involved. He gets JD gets involved, and yeah, did what he had to do, and there you go. And the fans were so into this match. Um, Pretty much the biggest ovation of the night has to go to Jey Uso. It was really a really good um, moment right there, and so yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of that more often. I kind of wish that Pat McAfee was there to help yeet us on, but hey, didn't happen. So there you go. Even Michael Cole was a little bit disappointed in that, but hey, there's always Monday Night Raw. Um, so yeah, JD McDonough came out and put his 2 cents in. He got yeeted for his effort. Then Finn Balor came up. He gets yeeted for his efforts, and so yeah, this was a pretty solid match, and it was okay. It was just I think it was kind of weaker of the two, weaker of the matches. Um, Not saying that it was a bad match by any means. It was just a really good match. It was still a very good match, but it was just the weaker of the a little bit underwhelming. But the crowd was still into it regardless. And Priest Priest retains the title as well, and it was just the way it is. Um, so yeah, lower grade on this one, B minus. Up next, the women's tag titles, as I earlier spoiled, Kabuki Warriors and Bianca Belair, Jay Cargill. Since I spoiled that, I won't get into detail um too much on this. It was pretty good um for what it was, and but it was still kind of lacking a little bit. Regardless, the match was okay, and we have new tag champions, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. They actually meshed well together as a tag team, so I'm actually glad for that. But as well as the performance and everything, even though the crowd was still invested in this match, because and we'll get to that later on at the end of the show, near the end of this review. Um, it was to me it was just you know okay, and but I'm going to give it a pat. I am going to give it a pat, and I'll give it you know a decent grade, because um I still to me personally, I didn't have a problem with this match. I really didn't. It was really good, even though the crowd was you know even though the reactions was okay. Um, I actually had a good time with it, and as I said, I like Jade Cargill. When she was when I've seen her wrestle for AEW, and when they showcased her, she was amazing. She's absolutely amazing, and this is technically her first title defense. I mean, title opportunity. So this right here shows that we could see more things happen later on. So I'm going to give this a solid B. This was a really good. To me, I actually thought this match was pretty good, and so hardly any botches, like I said, but you know it was a pretty decent match, and I loved it. And now for the main event, Cody Rhodes defending his Universal Championship against AJ Styles. And pretty much the energy that they pretty much the the uh, little fettuccine goes and says Belair needs a heel turn. Her character is getting stale. You know what? I agree. I agree. Um, I can see that happening and actually having um a little bit of a match between Jade, her and Jade. I think that they, even though they work well together as a tag team, I think that they can work even well better as against each other. I can see that happening, and I can see a little bit of, and I can actually see that little animosity already because you know Belair still doesn't trust Bailey and everything after all the stuff that was going on with damage control and everything like that. So I mean that could be a really good um they can work on that. And yeah, I agree with you. I agree that that um that could actually happen uh somewhere down the road. When down the road, I believe maybe in time for King, maybe not right away, because I know we got the Queen of the Ring coming up, and we don't really know the participants yet for SmackDown. But I believe we can, I believe that this is going to be a very interesting um, concept that maybe somewhere down the road between now and SummerSlam, we can start seeing a little bit of seeing a little bit of a of a you know maybe like a little bit of a feud between uh you know between her and Jade. So yeah, I think that can happen. Um, maybe you can like maybe it could happen in around Queen of the Ring. And Bianca could start feeling a little bit of a jealousy right there. Um, um, Styles versus Cody should have ended in a DQ. Styles really needs a win. I'm actually going to go to the review, and I believe you know what. I want to. I don't think it would end in a DQ. Only reason why is because you know main event matches you need to you know it can go either way. Either you win it, either you the champion wins or loses. And this match was good regardless, and the crowd was into it because I mean, they were, I was more invested in the crowd, and yeah, it was awesome. It was an awesome, the match was still pretty good. A lot of back and forth with this match as well too. And technically, this is Cody's first title defense after winning it at WrestleMania. So you know, I could say, eventually Cody will lose the belt. Question is when, we don't know. Um, because maybe from what I understand, they might build something for um The Rock and Cody at WrestleMania next year, which I don't have a problem with if they're going to go that route. But Cody can still lose the belt um between during that time. So it is going to be very interesting. And yeah, I do agree that um you know style AJ Styles should have at least have another title run. I mean, he's overdue for a title run. And I do give this match an A minus. Still the best match of the night. I'm still giving it that. Just an A minus though. The match was it was good, but not as good. You know, it just should have been better. Um, as far as being a disqualification, um, I wouldn't want to end it that way because I would have given it a poor rating. I really would because you you try not we try not to have a disqualification, end in a disqualification or a count out, um, because you want to have that audience go home happy, um, you know, regardless if the heel wins or the babyface wins, and if you end it in a count out or a disqualification, fans are just gonna, I've seen this happen many times where a lot of fans uh they get pissed off and you know they start chanting bullshit and everything like that. And I actually seen cases uh where they where the time expired and it ended in a draw. And even there was one incident, like this was like a long time ago, um where it would become a riot. And yeah, um yeah, Belair is going to get jealous of Jade soon, as the crowd loves Jade. Um, I can already, I can see that, happening. I can see that happening because with 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 Belair's focus on Bailey about not trusting her, and then we got to see, um, you know Cargill get get more of the attention. I mean, and plus also she's she came straight out from AEW, um, and I like as I said earlier, she is she is amazing. And if they book Jade Cargill to be in the Queen of the Ring tournament, that's where I'm predicting that's where Bianca Belair will start getting the jealousy. And then as soon as as soon as they lose that title, as soon as they lose that title, that's when Bianca's going to start turning heel on Jade. And then you're going to start seeing that feud. And then right after that, we can see Bailey um, getting in there and possibly having a match to get having a later on down the road. And I can actually see that happening to where uh, maybe Bianca Belair could, or maybe you know, wherever the case may be. I predict that maybe even next year at Royal Rumble, I think Jade Cargill may win the Royal Rumble. Um, To be honest, Cody is better at chasing the title. I understand Cody is done with Roman's bloodline, but the Gorilla bloodline is different. Cody is going to need some help, especially if Jacob Fatu joins. I can see that happening. I can see that happening. Um. So yeah. Um. Really, really big thing right there. See, and that's the thing. That's the thing where Cody is at right now. We don't know where what's going on with the bloodline right now because we haven't seen Roman back yet. Since he lost at WrestleMania, and yeah, Cody doesn't really have that much competition. I know he has this little feud with AJ Styles, and that's good. They can run with that for a while until Roman does come back, or maybe uh, push push a member of the bloodline to go after Cody um to avenge Roman's loss. They can continue on with that. As far as Jacob Fatu showing up, we don't know when he's going to show up, but it's going to be amazing when he did because he is signed with WWE. We just don't know when it's going to happen, and you know, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing regardless. But I think Jacob Fatu would be the one to um, bring this bloodline into there. And then when Roman comes back, we don't know where he'll stand as the bloodline. Will he still be the tribal chief, or will he? Uh, Jacob Fatu is too raw for WWE. He is gay. All better reason to have him compete with Cody Rhodes because I think Cody loves the challenge. I mean, think about it. He stepped into he had a nice little feud with Brock Lesnar, and look what happened there. And yeah, it can that's why I think it could happen that way. Have this new bloodline, and then when they're getting this new bloodline is getting all the attention. Roman comes back and says, "Hey, I'm supposed to be the tribal chief," and then Jacob can get in Roman's face and say, "No," and it's like he's like, "You lost," Brock is washed. Yeah, I know, absolutely. Yeah, especially with all the drama that's going on with him. Yeah, yeah, Brock is. I don't know, or and it's weird that they're not acknowledging, that they don't really mention him. The only mention that they've had since this new era of WWE was when Paul Heyman got inducted into the Hall of Fame, and I don't know how anybody felt about that. I don't know. I'm not going to ask Triple H that question. you know, but I'm sure you know, um, when everything you know ends ends after Brock, whenever problems going on with Brock Lesnar, I'm sure he'll be welcome back, and then he can do whatever. But as far as his career goes, it's kind of like on in limbo right now. So we don't know what's going to happen to him right now. But yeah, but we shall see. We shall see what happens, and I mean, a lot can happen between now and then, and it will be very good. It'll be very interesting. I'm liking what's going to happen, and yeah, going back to Jacob Fatu, I think Cody would love to have that challenge. because um, Tangaloa, yeah, we seen what he did at um, you know at Backlash. What is he really capable of doing? And yeah, he's also a beast too. So it was like, no offense, I know it's a new era, but Michael Cole has been in the WWE since I was a kid. I'm 37 now, and yeah, you know he's been around since the Attitude Era, and you got to have got to have that that he's pretty much the head commentator now, because we don't have Jim Ross, we don't Jim Jerry Lawler's retired, so he's pretty much the main guy, as far as commentary is concerned. So um, I like where they're putting him. I like where they put him. He works well with Corey Graves. He works even better with Pat McAfee. They both you know they both have that good chemistry together, which I like. Um, we don't really see that much chemistry between Corey Graves and Wade Barrett. I kind of wish that they did, because they're both heel commentators, and we're starting to see Pat McAfee you know have this heel thing, but he kind of reminds me of a young Jesse Ventura when he was commentating with Tony Schiavone and Gorilla Monsoon, and yeah, it was they were both men, but still Pat McAfee's having the time of his life, and Michael Cole, you know love him or hate him, he's you know he's the guy, right? He's the head commentator right now, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you know where they go with that as far as commentating, and because and that's one thing I missed during the other era, is that the commentators weren't telling the story. And when you're a wrestling comment, when you're doing a broadcast, and you got to push these wrestlers. You got to push these wrestlers. JR was good at doing that. Gordon Soley was good at doing that. Tony Schiavone was good at doing that. Gorilla Monsoon was also good at that. Um, as and then you have your heel commentators like Bobby Heenan and Jesse Ventura, as I mentioned, and Corey Graves. He's lacklusting, as far as he's a little bit, but he's growing a little bit as being a better heel commentator. But you gotta tell that story. You gotta because the commentators are storytellers, and if you can't, you know, let's just say that let's say that if you couldn't watch the wrestling on TV, and you only had to go with um with the audio, and they started playing these matches, back in the old days, where none of these were, the only way you can um, get a chance to um, hear the commentary in these wrestling matches. And this was like a long time ago. This is like the golden age of wrestling. And I'm going way back, even way before even I was born. And I was born in '78. The only way that you can even hear, the only way that you can even get to hear any action being called was through broadcast radio, through the radio, and and you had to and they had to tell, and that's how storytellers were saying. oh, he got him in there, boom, 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 and everything like that. But then when television came, and then when television started coming along, they started televising these wrestling matches. Then they told more of the story with visual aid. So it was good storytelling, and I said it even I still say Gordon Sully was good at telling the story as well as Jim Ross, and they were really good at you know putting the wrestlers over, and you know they pretty much told you not by not by saying that they were heel or baby faces, but their actions told the wrestlers' actions in the ring told you know that, oh, that no good dirty is like, what a dirty rotten thing that wrestler is doing, and we already know right then and there he's telling that he's a baby. Does the Gorilla Bloodline need Paul Heyman at this point if he doesn't even know about Solo making all these moves? I mean, Tamatanga hasn't even dropped a proper promo yet. That's why we need Paul Heyman. That's why we need Paul Heyman, because if you have a guy like Tamatonga, we don't even know um, his mic skills, and if he's not good on the mic, you need to have that. You need to have that wise man to put that guy over. You know that's why Brock Les. When before Brock Lesnar even was associated with Paul Heyman, he was never good on the mic. And I'll give you a perfect example of that. Heading up for WrestleMania 20, Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg. He's not good on the mic. He's not, Brock Lesnar was not good on the mic. But then when he started aligning himself with Paul Heyman, he Paul Heyman made him more of a badass when he was when he was with him, and didn't really have to talk. And then when they parted ways and everything like that, and and Paul Heyman started going to the bloodline, you can tell that Brock Lesnar still wasn't, still isn't really good on the mic. Um, but it was tolerable, especially when Brock Lesnar was feuding with Cody Rhodes, and it showed. It showed right there. But so yeah, with Paul Heyman, I like where they're putting him right. Right now he's the wise man. Um, they can, when they had this allegiance, that if they split the old bloodline with the new bloodline, where will Paul Heyman align himself with? And that's going to be something very interesting. In her time until Solo turns on Paul Heyman, or vice versa, because we've only seen Paul Heyman. We've seen Paul Heyman turn many times over. He's done that with a lot of guys. He's done that with a lot of guys that he associates with. He's done it to Brock Lesnar. He's done that to um, CM Punk. He's done that. Anybody who was aligned himself, you know, they see this next guy and they say, "Okay, I'm going to go with him." And so yeah, this is going to be this is going to be very interesting to see um, where his legions will follow, because as of right now, he's still with the tribal chief, so he's kind of you know not knowing where he's at right now. So it's only a matter of time where he turns on Roman Reigns, and officially aligns himself with Solo and this new blood. So that's where I say when Roman Reigns comes back, he's gonna look directly at Paul Heyman and said, "Are you still going to acknowledge me as as a tribal chief, or are you going to look at or are you going to look at them who has not acknowledged me since I lost?" So it is possible. It is possible that we can see Roman and the Usos reuniting along with Roman Reigns, and have this other team, and have this other group, and have another um, Samoan bloodline member, and say, "Hey, this is what's going to happen." So I can see that happening. That there could be two different factions of the bloodline, one babyface, one heel. So I can see that happen. So what's the Brock's role in the new bloodline? He's the final boss. I'm only kidding. I'm kidding. I think he's going to be with this new bloodline. It makes sense because of his of his ongoing feud with Cody Rhodes. I can see maybe Solo going, you know, going with with the with the old bloodline, because he kind of fits with this new bloodline, and then The Rock being, saying, "Okay, you failed, so I'm gonna go and give these right there." So the same, no, no. Um, I mean, it could happen. I mean, it could happen. You know, I can actually, if they were smart, I can actually see that happening. And as funny as that is, I can, if that face bloodline does actually happen, I wouldn't mind seeing Sami Zayn going in there. I mean, he'll be good, and then you'll be like, you know, I mean, yeah, he's not really, he could, they can go back to being the honorary Oos and everything like that, and then there you go, and it can come up. So yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all. I actually welcome that, because that would be really funny, you know, just to go up to, you know, Jacob Fatu, or even Tama uh, Tamaloa, and saying, "You're not feeling Usi." So yeah, as funny as that comment is, I do think that as crazy it may sound, it does sound like it's going to happen. I would love to see that happen. Actually, you know, it is possible, and then that could probably lean over to um the bloodline and everything like that, or maybe maybe even having Roman aligning himself with realigning himself with um Seth Rollins, and forming a new Shield. I mean, that'd be cool, since you know Moxley's not around. I think that'd be really cool too. I mean that could happen, because because Roman was more badass as a Shield than Tribal Chief. So either way, I'm really looking forward to see what happens when Roman does return, and wherever it goes, uh, we're going to be enjoying this new journey. Can I close this window? Here we go. As my messy hair is showing up on the screen, and which I do need a haircut. I said that before. uh, yeah, I believe I'm looking at the time right now. When is Roman returning? That is a good question. Um, I I think Roman could return. I don't know offhand because I'm not, I don't work for WWE, nor do I work for AEW. But um, even though that'll be cool if I work for either one of them. um, but what I think Roman, I can see Roman coming back in time for King of the. No, actually, no, not King of the Ring. Um, I think he can return during the coronation of King of the Ring. I can actually see that happening. Um, whether they do the coronation at King of the Ring, King and Queen of the Ring, or on SmackDown, either or, I think that's when he'll start returning. He's taking some time off um, to heal his wounds and make sure that his leukemia is in check and everything like that. Um, so yeah, his health right now is questionable. So we gotta see where he stands as with his cancer and everything like that. So because we don't know. Uh, I know he was in the last time we known anything is when he came back into the ring and said he was in remission. And so yeah, I can I think that can happen around the coronation, whether it's at King of the Ring or at SmackDown. Um, so we shall see. I do too. I do too. The Saudi show. Yeah, a lot. Everybody in Saudi loves Roman, and it will just. And yeah, the Saudi, yeah, they need something big, and yeah, I do agree with that. And maybe the Saudi show will feature Jacob Fatu. We don't know. Um, or maybe they'll do something. But either way, this is going to be you know, I'm loving this new era of WWE. Um, it started with WrestleMania, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes from there. Speaking of WrestleMania 41, they announced, of all places, the Kentucky Derby, that they're going to be in Las Vegas, and so yeah, the promo for it, awesome, really really good, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with that. And so yeah, who knows? With that being said, um, but yeah, going back to the show in Saudi Arabia, yeah, they need to do something big, and I think that we're not going to be disappointed when that happens. And so yeah, we got some we got a new roster between both brands, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you know where they can go from there. and especially with with Cody Rhodes, and when CM Punk is at 100%, you know we're gonna see some good feuds with him and Drew McIntyre, and we shall see what happens. We shall see. And okay, um, Las Vegas Mania should have had the Money in the Bank. You know what? I kind of I miss the money. I do miss the Money in the Bank um match at WrestleMania. I really do. Um, and having its own pay per view, yeah, it's kind of lackluster. Because technically, Money in the Bank ladder matches were technically just exclusive for was it created for WrestleMania, which I think that's really good. Um, Having its own pay per view, I think it's worn out its welcome, in my opinion. um, Not saying that it's a bad thing, I'm not saying that it's a good thing or anything like that. It's just that you know, I think it's, I think they need to go back to WrestleMania. I really do. And I think after this one, I think that's when it should happen. So we shall see. We shall see. Other than that, unless they got something, unless they got something special in line for Las Vegas, for the Las Vegas Mania, which um, I can see them bringing back the roulette wheel. I can see that happening, and everybody knows what I'm talking about, the raw roulette wheel. Doing a lot of tongue twisters. All right, all right. I'm looking at having just having one Money in the Bank winner, having two is kind of dumb. Not really. I kind of like the idea of a woman's Money in the Bank winner and a man's Money in the Bank winner. I just think that it's oh yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Jericho is the Hogan of AEW now, and yeah, I totally agree with that statement. And especially when the crowd was you know, I kind of the fans are feel that Jericho has worn out his welcome. Jericho needs to push talent. Needs to push new talent. He doesn't need he To be honest, he doesn't really need a belt. Um, FTW belt. It's tolerable, but any other title, I don't know. Um, I'm not really feeling the TNT title, anyways. Um, I mean, I like that there's a TNT title and there's a TBS title, but it just needs a better. I just don't want to see him as heavyweight champion. I really don't. So, but yeah, you're right. Jericho is the Hogan of AEW, and yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree with that. All right, I'm looking at the time now. I'm actually, um, I need to tap out. you know, I'm tapping out. I'm getting the sleeper hold on me right now, and I'm trying to stay awake, and I can't. So I have to tap out. So I'm loving these wrestling references. I'm glad I can use it on here. Especially with this gimmick name Tom Dog. Anywho, let's see. I don't blame Jericho though. He has been a hard worker for through the years. Yeah, as a matter of fact, yeah, you know, during his time in Japan and everything like that, and yeah, he's awesome. At the end of the day, he's done a lot in the wrestling business, and so yeah, during the times of the tape traders and everything like that, starting in Japan, then moved his way over to ECW, and then WCW, then WWE. Um, had a rare little stint in TNT for TNA. I mean, um, then back to WWE, now AEW. So yeah, it was. I think he had a little stint in TNA. I actually no, he didn't. He wanted. He was offered to be in there, but I guess he said something about TNA and he never showed up, never joined. So um, I don't know. I got to look at my history, but yeah, he's you know he's been pretty much champion everywhere, and so yeah. Anyway, anywho, yeah, I'm tapping out, and thank you all so much for tuning in this evening, and thank you, Little Fettuccine 68, for the comments and everything, like for the feedback and everything. Uh, this is why I'm here. I enjoy this. I enjoy this, and you know, like, comment, and subscribe. So, um, so yeah, be sure to follow me on Twitter at TomDog247. If you miss any of tonight's episode, you can check it out as soon as I turn off the camera. Uh, give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below. Um, what did you think of Backlash? Let us know in the comment section down below. Um, what do you think? And also, what do you think about you know, the draft and the roster, the new rosters and everything like that, and what you're looking forward to seeing in the as far as Kenny Omega is concerned. So let us know in the comment section down below your wrestling thoughts and predictions and what have you. And love to hear from you. Ring the bell to stay notified of what I'm going to be doing next. And if you want to have, be, you know, a champion, if you want to be a champion yourself, be an icon, a legend, or whatever have you, you know, we will, we'll do that. If you want to, you know, if you want to be an icon yourself, you got to do this one thing, and that's lay the smack down on that subscribe button. I know I was kind of weak in that delivery right there, but can't win them all the time. Trying to go and always try to change it up every week with a different theme. I know, I mean, WrestleMania was easy because I was like, if you want to have a WrestleMania moment, but um, but if you want to be, you want to be a champion, you know, yeah, we'll go with that. You want to be a champion, you got to do this one thing: lay the smackdown on that subscribe button. And we will see you all again here on Saturday, normal scheduled time. I'll be back on Thursday with another episode of Channel X. So be on tune for that. Never know what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to have a lot of fun with that. And then Saturday, this coming Saturday is back to business here on Wrestling Prime. So, with that being said, thank you all so much for tuning in. Thanks again for Little Fettuccine 68 for your feedback. It was awesome. you helped made this awesome, and absolutely, you get a push in my book. So definitely big pop from Little Fettuccine 68. So yeah, absolutely. So that's all. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you on Saturday. We'll see you on Thursday with Channel X. Till then, this is Tom Dog saying take care. So long. Peace. Have a good night, everybody.